Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Monday, May 1st, 2023. May 1st. This is something. Okay, first, if you're watching for the first time, this is my daily vlog where I am documenting my journey of trying to make content creation not just a hobby, but a full-time gig. Since I was laid off November 1st, 2022, which has now been 6 months ago. 6 months ago, at 3:30 in the afternoon, I was on a call with my supervisor and HR and said, your services are no longer needed. 6 months ago, I started this vlog in the evening after getting laid off, saying, here's what happened, here's my plan, here's what I hope to do. I always hoped to take this hobby and make it full-time. And here we are 6 months in. I've kind of alluded at this over the course of, if you've been along with me for a while, I kind of had given myself basically a year of how long I'm allowing myself to try this before just my savings and prudence and good judgment says I should probably look for another job, in my field or a different field or whatever. This week, I want to try to focus on being reflective and also looking forward to how we're doing. There's a lot of water under the bridge in the last 6 months. Wow, 6 months at this. I'll do all the regular stuff here today, but I just want to start by just top-lining today by the fact that I started this weekend reflective. I'm going back through my finances to see how I stand. I'm looking at history. I'm starting a spreadsheet to look at progress and that kind of thing. And as I have tangible pieces of that to show you that isn't just raw data, I'll show you here. Because I always think that, even after this is all done, whatever is success or failure, I think this vlog might serve as informational to someone who's curious what it's like to try to take it, go full time. If you don't just get a miraculous, some celebrity mentioned your name on the late night talk show and you blow up magically, if you'd have to do it like get the grind, get it out, what that's like. And I've been doing the grind, I'm having up days and down days and yeah, okay. Well, speaking a lot in hypotheticals of what's going to happen over the course of this week a little bit, let's get into the tangible. And let's start with all the good stuff that's happening. And cool stuff that's happening right here on the anniversary, right on the 6-month anniversary. So we talked on Friday. We were about to cross 25,000 subscribers. And at about 2 in the afternoon on that day, we did. What's really cool is that we didn't stop there. As I glance over now, through the weekend, we continue to do well in subscribers and views. And right now we're at 25,490 something, like about to be 25.5. So I'm saying over the weekend we gained over 500 subscribers, including Friday. So as I then talk about the fact in a minute that stats are going down, you'll see that down is relative. It's down compared to where we were a week or so ago. We're at the pinnacle of this thing. I'll talk briefly about the weekend. On Friday, I did work on a couple of short videos. We recorded the recorded the podcast episodes in the afternoon. I published one short and I prepared another one that I'll finish today. And then I celebrated the fact that 25,000 subscribers. I spent some time posting on social and sharing that out a little bit and kind of, blowing our own horn somewhat. I think it was earned and appropriate. I had a graphic ready. It was a little anticlimactic, I will admit, because it's the anticipation, then it happens, and you're like, well, oh look, 25,002. Oh look, 25,004. It's like, and now you have all these zeros leading up to the next number. But I definitely enjoyed it, and we kind of celebrated a little bit. We talk about it actually on the podcast that we'll edit tomorrow and will come out on Thursday. And then over the weekend, I had an opportunity to go I found a Facebook Marketplace deal that will likely be my next long form video, I'm guessing. With that, amongst a couple others I had in the works, several things kind of lined up to do that I haven't picked which thing to do yet. But today is a new week, of course, and so I'm going to finish that short video and get that published, because those short videos are driving all of our engagement right now. So I got to keep those coming. These are going to be those arcade tips. I'm going to start working on the next long form, likely my Facebook Marketplace find, something I've been wanting for a while, actually. And something I've had across my desk as a loaner but didn't get to keep, so I hope hopefully this one is actually working like I hope to. I won't spoil it. I'll wait and let you see what it is as I get a little closer. And then prep for the editing of the podcast tomorrow, of course. I need to get that cooking, because Tuesday morning's coming up fast. Let me talk very briefly about statistics. We talked several times over the past week about how waiting for things to fall off. Well, thankfully things have not fallen off. They've really kind of gradually come down off the peak. So it was about a week or week and a half ago or so when we were getting the most numbers, like huge 5,000 or 6,000 views per hour, which is taken into, 6 months ago, we were excited to be doing 100 views an hour, right? So 6,000 is tremendous. Prior to that, we were doing really well if we were getting 500 or 600 an hour, right? So this is like a tenfold duplication, thanks to all those little short videos that delivered us tons of eyeballs and tons of subscribers and tons of views and watch hours. So I want to show you a couple of charts. The first chart I want to show you is from our YouTube analytics that show you the last 28 days, and you can see that big spike there, the big mountain, but it's not falling off a cliff, it's gradually coming down, and it's still coming down somewhat. It's down about 50% from where it was, 60% even maybe, but still way above where we were. The other graphic I want to show you is the same view, but now looking at 90 days. And I want you to see that last big spike we had back around March 1st, and observe how after each one of these spikes, we settle down into what I've nicknamed the new normal. We don't just go back to where we were, it seems. We used to be getting around 4,000 or 5,000 views, 4,000 or 5,000 views a day, right? And then after that big spike in March, we were getting around 7,000 or 8,000 views a day. And now we have that big giant spike, and at the moment we're back down to about 40,000 views per day. So what we're finding historically is after a big success like this, we don't settle back into where we were, but into a new sense of normalcy. And I would be delighted if this was the new normal we can build from. I don't know how far we're going to fall down off of this big mountain, but as it is, the good news is it isn't just falling off of a cliff, it's been gradually letting me down. And the hope is as we come down, we find some new wind and we under our wings, and we lift again before we sink any further. But all this is to say that, yes, I was very frustrated and worried about not being able to enjoy the highs because the lows were coming, and it seems like we're easing into the lows, or maybe even not going as low as I had thought, because at least I had worried, I guess we would say. So, and I'll share more of this stats kind of stuff with you. Some actual numbers of, I'm trying to look at like what I did in the first 5 years versus what I've done in the last 6 months, where I've really focused on it. And the early numbers are pretty staggering, what can be done if you're just focusing all the time on trying to build this. So I'll share more of that with you. For now, as I mentioned, I think that's a good start for this week in my vlog, and share with you kind of what's happening. I'll also say that an old video, like 4 years old video about the top 5 things I learned growing up as a Gen X kid, that's now ramping up. That's doing really well. It's about 1,500 views or 2,000 views a day now, contributing to this ease down. So I really like when we're getting views from lots of different sources, not just one video as we did back in March, which I enjoyed that spike, but when that video dies, it's all done. So this is views across a dozen videos or so. They're all performing pretty well, and that's one of them. That long form is one of them, doing really well. I want to thank. I know several new people have been subscribing to this vlog I know I saw Buzz. We talked briefly. Buzz just found the vlog, and I got to talk with Hunter last night. He just found the vlog and just the channel a few weeks ago, I know. I really thought, I've said before, I thought everybody who cared about what I was doing here was already here, but I see 4 or 5 new people have popped in. And that's after being stagnant at the couple hundred people we had but for a while, and so welcome. Yeah, it's been a long story. As I said, we just hit 6 months, so there's a lot of stuff to catch up on if you're interested and see the highs and lows. And you know, it's fun to go back and watch a video and something amazing happened the day before, and it's also sobering to go back and look at a video and things are not doing well and see me just kind of like hanging in there, gonna try, and seeing my biggest fears not come to fruition. I could learn a lot by going back and watching some of those vlogs and say, look, what were you worried about? It's probably going to be okay. And it probably is, I suspect. Okay, I think that's plenty of random stuff I wanted to talk about. It's a momentous day. I wanted to start it off by talking about the anniversary, and then as I have more over the course of the week, as I said, I'll share with you. I think it's very interesting, especially I think for my content creator friends like you, Greg, and Murr, and some of you. I think it'd be interesting to see as I kind of pull this data out. I'm not going to, bury anybody in data. It's just a few interesting points that I'm, for my benefit, and also to share how we're going. I think will be worth seeing. I want to thank you for stopping in to check out today's vlog. If that's what you did, if you're here every day, I love you for that. Thank you for being part of my support system. It really helps me get going each day. Have a good Monday, a good start to your week. Do something good for yourself today if you can. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow, Tuesday. Bye-bye.